Well, there it is. There's my baby, ready to hit the road. Just kidding. Hey guys. So, here's my tank. Um, I've pretty much painted all the pieces of my bike except for the front fairing right by my wheel. I was having a hard time getting the wheel off. I feel like it's never been taken off since the since the dang tire was put on. I know that's not true, but I just can't get the bolt off. I was having a hard time. I'll do that next. But here's my tank. I haven't painted any metal parts of the bike yet. There's Jenny. And so yeah, I feel like I've gotten the hang of it kind of. I mean, I'm by no means an expert. Anything you watch here, if you go ahead and do it, like if you try it, like don't blame Joshy Boy Moto just because it's my first time. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Heck, I don't even know if it's gonna work out for me since it's my first time doing it. Um, I was having a headache trying to figure out how to get these freaking stickers off, get the decals off of the tank, but I just said screw it, just hit it with a sander since I was gonna paint it anyways, and it just ate through it. Like it just ate it up. So if you're gonna try and paint your bike, and you're having a hard time getting the decals off the tank, just sand over it and it'll come off. I wouldn't recommend that if you're trying to keep the finish on it, keep the clear coat. And it's got everything that I'm gonna keep black on it, taped off. Like that's a black um, tank protector and a cap and whatnot. The bolts down at the bottom, not necessarily bolts, but the place where the bolts go, they're black. And I think it'll look good with white highlighted on it. Alright, so you're going to want to make sure that you sand it. You don't even need to make sure you go down to the metal. Just make sure, from what I hear, of course, remember that. From what I hear, just make sure you take off the shininess. And I've definitely hit the whole thing with the sander and even some sandpaper after that. This is nothing but alcohol, rubbing alcohol. You can get for no cents at the 99-cent store. And I've already washed it, rinsed it down, and wiped it. So I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of alcohol just because it's been sitting in my garage. I've been walking around. Get careful right here. Walking around kicking up dust. I've been having a tough time breathing up in here, son. Getting half of this. What a weekend reference. Oh, damn. Okay. Fold that piece that hit the ground. I don't want you on my tank, son. I've actually already hit it with alcohol. I'm just doing this one more again. Real quick. Alright. Good. Good. See, still had a little dirt on that. I don't know if you can see it. Let that dry for a second. Alright. So this is adhesion promoter. Quick dry and clear primer. Whoop-de whoop-de whoop 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 whoop. Okay, I use this on my plastics. It worked really well. Like I said, I haven't used it on metals, but it should work just fine. So it's my primer. Make sure you prime it up. Prime it up, prime it up. So I'm gonna shake it up nice. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it like a. Alright. And so I'm gonna shake it up, hit it with probably 2 coats, a couple minutes in between each coat, and then I'll get to painting. Yep. You can tell I've never tagged. Josh Boy Moto breaking stereotypes since 1988. So wait a couple minutes, hit it up one more time, and then we'll paint it. Alright, so I hit it with the clear coat one more time. So I'm ready to paint. The weapon of choice today is Duplicolor acrylic enamel, flat white. It says flat white. Actually, it is flat. It is flat white. But the difference between the flat here and what I'm doing, which I wouldn't recommend just because of what I've read on forums. I'm painting it flat, but I am going to I am going to hit it with a clear coat, and I'm not necessarily sure if the flat or the clear that I have is designed for the flat. But I am going to hit it with a clear coat, so it's not necessarily going to have that flat color to it. And the reason being is just because I was at Napa and the paint store, and then dude was like, theoretically, you can just paint it, hit it with the flat, and let it dry, hit it with a couple coats, and it'll be good to go. But it's going to be really vulnerable to stains and whatnot a lot more. And he was saying, spill any type of fluid on it, like I don't know, motor oil happens to get on it, or shoot, gasoline when I'm filling it up, it might stain really easily. And shoot, just myself having the bike over the last year, I've at least spilled gas on it quite a few times, and I ain't trying to deal with the hassle of maintaining it. So I'm gonna just hit it with a clear protective coat. And he said it's probably, since it's from a spray can, it's not gonna make too big of a difference, but any difference is a good difference, if you know what I'm saying. Shake it up like kid does. Alright, that should be good. Can says a minute. Alright. So I'm gonna just tape right on over tape. I'm gonna just spray right on over anything that's taped. Like YOLO. And let's go ahead and hit it. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but we'll see. I mean, so far doesn't look too bad. Definitely looks like it's taking better than it did on the plastics. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like I know what I'm doing, and then coach you through it. Going in short strokes. It's supposed to be 8 to 10 feet. 8 to 10. It's supposed to be 8 to 10 inches. I know sometimes I'm not very good at 8 to 10 inches. I'm kind of worried about the metal here, but it seems like just the first coat is doing alright, covering it up. I'm not supposed to concentrate too long in one area to avoid runs. From what I've seen / heard, I hear the first coat isn't like that big of a deal. Just make sure you cover it. I'm going to try and get in some of the corners that aren't going to be easily seen, and make sure they're covered. This was a full can when I started this first coat, so see how much I use when I'm done with all the coats. Yeah. Alright, so I've literally just finished hitting it with the first coat. It's looking okay for the first coat, so I'll definitely hit it with at least 2 more, maybe a 4th one at the very end, just depending on what it's looking like. And once I get there, I will show you what it looks like. So I've hit it with 3 coats of acrylic and waited like 10 minutes in between. I think it's looking pretty decent. It's pretty dry as well. It's dried for about 30 minutes. And YOLO, I'm about to just hit it with some clear, and it will officially be my first clear that I hit. So I guess we'll see together how it turns out. I did test it on a small piece of plastic, but I didn't spray the whole plastic. It was just a small piece just because I wanted to make sure that it was something that I could deal with in terms of how it would turn out. I wanted to make sure that it was what I wanted because I didn't want to just spray clear on the whole bike and just be screwed. So we'll see how it turns out. So I'll hit it with the first coat of clear here. This says to go light on the first coat to prevent drips and whatnot. I had to read it one more time. I was like, wait, this is the clear, right? Alright, so I just hit this with the last coat of clear coat on it. Maybe the last coat. I might even throw another one on there. Um, I hit it with 4 total so far, and that Negro is shining. It is looking pretty good if you ask me. And I almost picked up the beer right there. And I think it's going to look even better when I throw it back on the bike and I take the tape off. Get that black contrast. Woo, boy. It's going to be looking good to go. Anyways, I'll probably have like a reveal video or something so you can see it on the bike. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the inbox, and or on the comment section, whatever, and I'll let you know how things went, or I'll try and answer your questions as best as possible. Keep in mind, I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, I mean, it turned out pretty decent. So yeah, like I said, let me know. I will wet sand this, by the way, before I say peace. I'll give this a couple days to dry, and then I'll wet sand it. So yeah, in case you're wondering, in case the camera happens to be so nice to pick up some of the little imperfections there, I will be sanding that down and getting a nice little finish there. Alright, yeah, hit me up, Bruce.